tuning into the body is mattering, but it emerges, the feeling of mattering emerges out of doing it. So I can appreciate the desire to kind of come in with the idea of, okay, this is what mattering looks like. And maybe that's helpful to kind of think that. But I think it's, especially for my push people that I work with, it just becomes one more thing to put on the list to do. Check in with the body, right? And the energy of that is actually not about mattering. It's about fulfilling a role or doing a task. But if we just come back to it, that if, you know, and I guess I'm asking you to take it on faith, that if you would let yourself feel what it feels like, just even feeling the shift in the arousal level, just letting yourself feel that. I have such faith that when something feels better, we will be motivated to do it again. That we are actually wired to do the things that make us feel better. The interesting question is, why don't we do those things more often? And I'm going to argue because we don't reflect on what it feels like in the body. So people will say, well, why, you know I feel better after you don't say this, but other people do, after I do a workout. Why don't I do it? I think it's because knowing I feel better after a workout is not very compelling when I'm feeling, tired or like there's other things I'd rather do. Feeling the feeling in my body after the workout, really feeling it, registering it, paying some attention to, I was that tense and now I'm that relaxed. I was that depleted and now I actually feel energized. Whatever it is that I register, it's in the reflection of what it feels like where the thing gets integrated and lodged inside of me, and then is available to use at another time when I'm about to make a decision. Sit on the sofa, go for a run, right? I have this integrated knowledge, not an abstract, I know I'll feel better afterwards. Right. I mean, you hear people say stuff like that, but you can feel how empty it is. It's from the throat up versus, I actually do know how good I feel after. I mean, you can feel that when even the sound of my voice, when it's resonating from deeper inside of me, has that quality of what it really feels like. So we need to have these experiences of shifting the arousal level, of tuning in and caring about and mattering. But then we need to reflect on it a little bit, just even if it helps to have a number. When you get up and you're at the bathroom sink and you're brushing your teeth and you're wired right out of bed, and then you remember to just tune in and feel the shoulders. Don't try and tell them to relax. Just say, how are you? And they say, oh, this feels awful, and we're just up to here, and you actually feel them. You feel them for a few minutes, and they're going, I don't think we need to be here, right? I think we could actually drop down, and you kind of go, yeah, actually, I think, and down they go of their own accord, not because you told them to, right? Then if you would take that moment to reflect on the difference of what that feels like compared to the other experience, and if it helps, to give it a number between 1 and 7, or 1 and 10, if in terms of how much anxiety or tension you started with, if it was 10 out of 10, and now it's down to 5, put that in the bank, guys. Because I don't think we live in a culture that supports a lot of reflection. I think our culture is all about intake and consumption and not very much about the digestion process and the time that it takes to let something kind of move through you and for you to bring your own sort of metabolic processes, your own emotional, mental sort of processes to the experiences that we ingest, and to actually allow the nutrition to be absorbed and integrated into ourselves. We're just gobbling and gobbling and gobbling more and more experiences and more experiences and more experiences, and we're all full. Like, we're full, and we're still trying to shove more in and shove more in. It's such a consumer culture we live in. And you know, I'm not talking about going and sitting on a mountaintop and you know, just focusing on your navel. I'm very much about being in this world and getting things done. But somehow we need to weave a way of allowing ourselves the time to reflect on these experiences that we're having. You know? Yeah. Just to have these real world little tiny moments. It doesn't have to be, I know we all want the big retreat. We all want the year away, the sanctuary. Well, I don't know who can do it. Some very rich people, I guess, can do it. But the rest of us, we have like bills to pay and lives and kids and whatever. We have to stay here. We have to do it while we're doing it. We have to do it on the fly. We have to do it on the run. We have to find a way to be able to go in and tune in and take care and pay attention and experience what the experience was, while we're also contributing to this society in some way. So it's hard.